Did you know that up to 80% of the emotional problems we face are rooted in our family dynamics? What if I told you that being born into a toxic family is not just a coincidence but a purpose? A purpose that could hide the greatest gift of your life. Stay with me and discover why what seems like your greatest weakness might actually be your greatest strength. If you've ever felt that your family is one of the greatest challenges of your life, know that you're not alone. But here's what no one tells you. For the chosen ones, growing up in a toxic family is not a punishment, it's an opportunity. It's as if life places you in the most difficult training ground, where every obstacle is designed to awaken your true power. In this video, we're going to dive deep into what it means to be born into a difficult family. We'll explore how these challenges can become a mirror for your growth, how you can break cycles that trap generations, and how your personal transformation can be the key to healing not just yourself, but also your lineage. If you're ready to rewrite your story and turn pain into strength, this video is for you. Let's uncover the hidden gift that only the chosen ones have the courage to embrace. Have you ever considered that the family you were born into, with all its challenges and conflicts, was chosen by you? For the chosen ones, life is not a game of chance. According to many spiritual and philosophical traditions, souls choose their family environments before birth. Sounds strange? Think of it as a carefully crafted plan, where the challenges we face are, in fact, opportunities for growth and awakening. A practical example of this would be someone who grows up in a family full of criticism and judgment. Instead of getting lost in that environment, this person develops a unique ability to listen to their own intuition and resist external pressures. It's like an athlete who trains in extreme conditions to prepare for life's greatest challenges. The chosen ones see the toxic family as fertile ground for transformation. Every argument, every obstacle, is an emotional endurance test and an invitation to discover strengths you didn't even know you had. These challenges are like a fire that burns away the impurities and reveals the hidden gold within you. But what makes this so special is that these challenges are not the end of the road. They are the beginning. With every experience, you build something greater: resilience, self-awareness, and a deep sense of purpose. And as you begin to understand this, one question arises: how can these conflicts become the mirror of your growth? Have you ever thought that the conflicts in your family are like a mirror? For the chosen ones, the toxic family is not just a difficult environment, it's a catalyst, something that accelerates the process of personal growth. Every argument, every painful silence, reflects not only the family dynamic but also parts of you that need to be discovered and transformed. Imagine someone growing up in a home full of emotional instability. By facing these challenges, this person can develop an incredible ability to stay calm in chaotic situations. It's like learning to navigate through a storm. Hard at first, but over time, you become a master at handling the waves. These dynamics also expose the generational cycles, patterns that repeat without anyone noticing. Perhaps your family carries the belief that feelings should be ignored. By recognizing this, you can become the person who breaks that pattern, bringing dialogue and empathy to the table. The most remarkable thing is that these conflicts don't just test your resilience, they also strengthen it. By embracing what seems like chaos, you discover an inner power that transforms pain into strength. But why do these family patterns repeat for generations? There's something even deeper behind this. Have you ever felt like you're carrying burdens that aren't yours? For the chosen ones, family toxicity is not random. It has deep roots in ancestral wounds. These patterns didn't start with you. They are inherited cycles, passed down from generation to generation. Like an invisible chain, they shape behaviors and beliefs, often without anyone realizing. For example, imagine a family where the fear of failure is constant. Perhaps this began with an ancestor who lost everything during hard times and passed this trauma forward. These generational cycles continue until someone has enough courage to face them and transform them. That someone could be you. The power of ancestral healing lies in realizing that you don't have to perpetuate these cycles. It starts with identifying repetitive patterns, like anxiety, anger, or silence, and consciously choosing to do things differently. It can be something as simple as starting an honest conversation with a family member or seeking help to work through your emotions. The transformation you initiate in yourself doesn't only affect you. It resonates backward, honoring those who came before, and forward, freeing those who will come after. But how does this personal journey reflect on you so intensely? The next point is the deepest of them all. Our family is like a mirror, a direct reflection of who you are and what you need to work on within yourself. For the chosen ones, this mirror effect is one of the most powerful tools for self-awareness. The dynamics of a toxic family are not just a source of pain, they also reveal the neglected parts of you that are calling for attention. Think of someone who grew up in an environment where conflicts were avoided at all costs. Over time, that person may realize that they also avoid confronting their own feelings. This awareness, though uncomfortable, is the first step toward true transformation. What once seemed like a weakness turns into an incredible strength. But the mirror doesn't just reflect weaknesses, it also highlights hidden strengths. Perhaps you discover that you have infinite patience or empathy that shines even in the toughest moments. These discoveries are only possible when you accept the reflection without resisting it. This journey takes courage. Embodying this new version of yourself is a continuous effort. However, as you accept what you see in this mirror, the question that arises is, how can you turn these reflections into actions that break the cycles of pain? Breaking generational cycles is like untangling a knot that has taken generations to form. For the chosen ones, this is an act of courage and self-compassion. It's not about fixing others but taking responsibility for your own growth. After all, how can you change the world around you without first changing yourself? Imagine someone who grew up in an environment where emotions were ignored or suppressed. Breaking this pattern can begin with one simple yet powerful step: expressing your feelings in a healthy way. Something as basic as saying "I feel hurt" instead of reacting with anger can create an immense shift in the family dynamic. Breaking patterns requires awareness and consistency. It's learning how to respond differently when old triggers appear. You may need to learn to set boundaries, walk away when necessary, or even forgive. These actions may seem small, but they have a profound impact, like a stone creating ripples in a lake. But here's the most incredible part. Each small step you take breaks a piece of the cycle for future generations. When you start to change, that transformation doesn't stop with you. The question now is, how can this individual healing trigger even greater changes? When you begin to heal yourself, the impact goes far beyond what it seems. For the chosen ones, personal healing isn't just about you, it's about how your transformation becomes a living example for everyone around you. Think about it. By changing your relationship with the past, you open up a new path for your family and even for future generations. Imagine someone who decides for the first time to break the cycle of silence in their family. This act may seem simple, but it can inspire others to do the same. It's like lighting a candle in a dark room. Your light not only illuminates the path but also encourages others to find their own. The true beauty of this process lies in the ripple effect. When you choose to be authentic, compassionate, and resilient, it reflects in the people around you. Not because you demand it from them, but because your energy transforms the environment. Small actions like being patient or listening without judgment create greater changes than you might imagine. But this transformation is not the final destination. It is the beginning of something even deeper. As you free yourself from the chains of the past, the question arises, how do you achieve true freedom? This is the next and most exciting step. True freedom is not about distancing yourself from your family, but about rewriting the way you view them and how they influence your life. For the chosen ones, liberation is about releasing the invisible chains passed down through generations and creating a new path. It's not an escape, it's an internal transformation so deep that the old cycles can no longer hold you back. Imagine someone who, after years of carrying family wounds, decides to see those experiences as lessons, not burdens. By doing so, this person not only frees themselves from the pain but also creates space for compassion and understanding. It's like opening a window in a suffocating room. Suddenly, fresh air flows in and everything feels lighter. The key to this freedom is self-awareness. You need to recognize the patterns you carry, decide which ones serve your purpose, and let go of the ones that no longer do. This doesn't mean ignoring the past, but rather reinterpreting it. Your story becomes a foundation to build something new, rather than an anchor that keeps you stuck. And when you achieve this freedom, something magical happens. You begin to live for yourself. Your choices are no longer dictated by what was imposed upon you, but by what you consciously choose. And this leads us to the final and most important point: how the chosen ones embrace this journey as a legacy of healing. The path of the chosen ones is not about fixing others or carrying the weight of the entire family on your shoulders. It is about personal transformation, a journey where every step you take inspires silent but powerful changes around you. It's a path that requires the courage to face what many avoid and the determination to carve your own road. Imagine that, along your journey, you decide to stop trying to save your family and start saving yourself. This is not selfishness, it's the starting point for true impact. When you transform, the people around you begin to notice that another way of living is possible. Your healing becomes a beacon that lights up new paths. This process is not linear, and that's okay. There will be days when you'll feel like you're taking steps backward, but every step is progress. The key is to stay focused on who you are becoming. Remember, the change you seek doesn't happen quickly but with consistency. And as you walk, a greater truth is revealed. Your personal journey does not end with you. It is part of something much bigger, a legacy of healing and liberation that will echo through generations. But what does it truly mean to embrace this hidden gift? Imagine this. All the challenges, pain, and conflicts you faced in your family were not an accident. They were carefully orchestrated to awaken a strength in you that few people have the courage to access. Like a diamond that only forms under pressure, the chosen ones find their greatest power by turning pain into purpose. What seemed to be your greatest weakness, growing up in a toxic family, is actually the most powerful gift you could have received. When you choose to break generational cycles and redefine your story, you not only free yourself, you become the breaking point of a pattern that has existed for generations. Your transformation is the spark that ignites a flame of collective healing. And here is the deepest secret. True freedom is not about changing others but changing yourself. When you choose to heal, you don't just transform your life. You become a living testament that it's possible to rewrite what seemed impossible. This is the mark of the chosen ones, a legacy of strength, resilience, and impact. Now, the question is no longer why did this happen to me? The question is, what am I going to do with this? It is in your hands to turn your pain into strength, your past into a lesson, and your present into a path of healing. This is your journey. This is your gift. Now that you understand the true gift hidden in your story, the question remains, what will you do with this power? You can choose to remain stuck in patterns that no longer serve you, or you can decide to be the breaking point, the one who brings light where there was once only darkness. Think about the changes you can begin today. It could be as simple as reflecting on the patterns you carry, or as transformative as forgiving someone who hurt you deeply. Small actions like practicing self-compassion or setting healthy boundaries have the power to change not only your life but also the lives of those around you. And now, I want to hear from you. What pattern are you determined to break? Leave it in the comments. Your journey may be exactly what someone needs to find the courage. And remember, the first step is the most important. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start now because transformation begins with you. If this content resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear this message. And before you go, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to keep learning and growing. This journey is just beginning, and I hope to see you in the next chapters. Until then, remember, you were born to be free.